And we're back to learning CSS. We're going to build upon our last example where we set up the basic navigation bar. We want to style that a little bit and then put it on the left and our main on the right. First up, let me give this a width. So this is for our unordered list, which contains the links. We might have to adjust that later on, we'll see. I'll start with 60 pixels. For the links themselves, I'll set the display to block. And now we can style that a little bit better. I want to give it a background color, a border, and maybe get rid of the underline. To give it a background color, we can target the UL yet again with a light gray. And maybe we'll have to make that 80 pixels later on. We will see, as I've said. Let's focus on the other stuff first. I don't want to use this specific light gray that's inbuilt. Instead, I use a hex code F1, F1, F1. It's a little bit lighter. Alright, let me set the color to black, which is hashtag 000. I'll set the text decoration to none, and I want to have some padding. Let me figure that out first. R12 is too much. At first focus on the distance between the links, so bottom and top padding. I think 6 pixels is fine. Let me try 10 for the sides. Maybe that's a good value. We'll see later on. I'll set this now to 80 as a width. And now I'll try 10. I think that's a better value. And now the text minus decoration property set to none so that we don't have an underline anymore. We can live with that, I think. We also want to have a border, as I've said. But first, let us add a hover effect. So whenever we hover over a link, it should be highlighted. To do that, we can use an easy background minus color effect. So a darker gray. I've got a specific hex code for that as well. I'll make that hashtag 555. Now you can see I hover over that. It's going to get highlighted. I don't want the text color to change from black to white. Hex code is CCC. I don't want to write too many comments here in my text editor as it likes to screw around with the code. You can do that in a good text editor. But I'm just using Notepad here, so if I write this, you can see it messes with the code already. So I'll leave these out, but 000 is black, CCC is white. And as I've said, we need the border now. Keep in mind we don't have any links here, just placeholders. For the border, I want to add that to the UL, which is the general box, and then for the list items once more. If I get rid of it for the UL, you can see that on the sides that's not as thick as in between the links is because the links sometimes are doubled, because blog, for example, has a bottom border and contact a top border and they overlap. So it's a good idea to add that to the UL as well, to double that on the sides. Now we want to set it up so that the navigation bar is on the left, the main on the right. We can target our main and set its margin left to a specific value. Let me try like 20% maybe. And to finally place it on top, we can use many solutions, but I think the easiest is a flexbox solution. For that to work, we'll just target the body element and then set its display to flex. Now I can reposition the margin left, maybe 15 or maybe even 10%, but that is all that's needed. So this would be a basic vertical navigation bar, and in the next tutorial I'm going to show you how to set up a horizontal one.